Hi, I'm Lindsay,
And I'm Brooke.
and this is Motivated for More.
Welcome back to episode 8. We're so excited and can't believe we're already at the 8th episode.
It is crazy. Thank you all for tuning in and listening. All right, well, for today's episode, what we're talking about is we're talking about Brooke. Brooke is due with baby Maggie in
June.
June, yeah, it's crazy. Actually, I jumped ahead, Brooke. Before we really dive into it, what have you been motivated from this past week?
Oh, yes, our starting question. This past week, I think I'm 2 weeks in, but I started third trimester. So in honor of this episode being about pregnancy and stuff, I'm in the home stretch. So I've just been really motivated to just kind of take it week by week because now that I'm 30 weeks pregnant, and so third trimester starts at week 28. But I don't know, getting into the 30s, like kind of was like, I feel like now it's like, it's go time. So I'm like, instead of counting up to 40 weeks, now I'm counting down. So like 10, 9, 8, you know. So that's what I'm motivated by because I still need to sign up for like pregnancy classes.
Oh.
And we still need to paint the nursery and stuff like that. So like there's a ton of stuff where I'm like, okay, now I can do it. Like now I got to do it. So yeah, I'm very motivated to like, 10 weeks till baby.
Yeah,
So.
yes. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting.
What about you?
For me, I am not expecting that journey at all, but I love it for you. I'm so happy for you. It's been fun for you to watch you. For me, I've just been motivated from like spring cleaning. I've been getting rid of clothes just from college. I like getting rid of just college clothes.
Yeah.
Some of those.
We still have.
Yeah.
Totally.
We thought they were cute then. They were for the season of life.
Totally.
That I've been cleaning out text messages, just cleaning things out, getting rid of stuff. So it's just been great, and
Like
I just feel good.
decluttering,
Yes,
purging.
decluttering. Yes. So that's what I've been motivated from. So, anyways, back to it. So, Brooke, you're due in June. Do you want to share with us like what your journey's been like? I've got some like other questions for you, but just like how's your journey been so far? How's being pregnant? What you've learned? It's just something all new and something I've never experienced either.
Yeah,
So this is all new to me.
Yeah. So I don't know. First impressions, I mean, overall, it's just one of those things where like I feel like growing up and watching like my mom have my brothers or just, I just feel like as a girl, you always know like, oh, at some point, I want to be pregnant and have kids at some point in life. And you hear all these things about first, second, third trimester, morning sickness, trouble sleep. Like you hear all these things, and just my overall impression has just been, I have so much respect for mothers because I knew all these things existed, but it's so you don't really understand how challenging pregnancy can be. Now also how great it can be, but until you're in it, you know what I mean. So it was just one of those things where even just like the morning sickness, I just kind of thought.
Did you have morning sickness? I don't even remember talking to you. Oh,
it was so bad. But like, okay, and here's what I mean. Like I also only know my own experience, and at the end of the day, I feel like I shouldn't complain because it was very mild compared to like some other stories I've heard women have to walk through. Like some people have morning sickness their whole 9 months of pregnancy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So anyway, it's just, I don't know. I feel like anytime you come to a new season in life, there's a learning curve. And not that I didn't think there'd be one with, pregnancy and then, there'll be another one with becoming a mother, but I don't know. It just feels like I just have so much more empathy instead of sympathy now for like anybody who's ever had a child.
Yes.
So first impressions from trimester so far. Also, I'm a teacher, so if I accidentally say semester, just know I mean trimester. It just,
Yes, I get it.
My whole job, I say semester. So sometimes I accidentally say first, second, and third semester instead of trimester. But okay, yeah. So anyway, if you hear that, I mean trimester. First trimester was honestly pretty tough because I never threw up, thankfully, but I felt nauseous literally all the time. So, like, this whole idea of morning sickness, that is, like, not the correct term. I literally just felt nauseous from the minute I woke up until the minute I went to bed.
And this was for 3 months?
No, sorry. So that was, good question. First trimester is 3 months. It was probably only for, like, 7 weeks.
I can't imagine. Like, getting back to my food poisoning, that was one day. Or actually, it was honestly like 3 days where I felt like nauseous. 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
this is good
and
to
again,
know.
like for some women, it's shorter. For some women, it's longer. I thankfully never threw up, but I just always felt nauseous. And I basically just had to eat like every 2 hours and eat really, really small meals. But like,
what are you eating, or what did you eat in first trimester?
So you know how like it was really funny. You know how like the trend now, like the health trend is like high protein diets. Well, I had never really tried that before, and they actually suggest that for when you are in your first trimester and dealing with nausea. And actually, that actually really helped. So, and the reason it was pretty easy is because when I'm not pregnant, I normally just crave carbs all the time. Well, when you're nauseous during your first trimester, nothing sounds good. So I'm just trying to eat anything that like doesn't sound absolutely terrible. You know what I mean? So I would eat a lot of eggs. And it was just like light stuff like eggs, chicken. I had a lot of food aversions during first trimester. Like, unfortunately, anything healthy honestly sounded terrible. Like, I couldn't eat broccoli. I couldn't eat, like, any vegetable was disgusting.
Just want like ice cream?
No, it wasn't that. It was frozen pizza and Taco Bell.
Do you like Taco Bell prior to this?
No, not really.
I don't think we've ever talked about Taco Bell.
So my husband is
I
upset.
hope I don't have that one.
Isn't that funny? It was Taco Bell and frozen pizza. And we would make homemade tacos too, and that was really good. But for some reason, I really liked the chalupas and the beef tacos from Taco Bell. So we probably got Taco Bell like twice a week. And so it was just funny because I felt like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. This is our first baby, and I can't eat a salad to save my life. All I want is like a beef taco from Taco Bell, you know. But again, I feel like one thing I did take away from it was really learning how to like just listen to my body cues and just try to follow that with as much moderation as possible. But fun fact, that's actually why I kind of thought we were having a boy, because my husband's two favorite foods, or some of them, are Taco Bell and frozen pizza. So I was like, you know, and I have no idea, but I'm just like, oh, I bet it's a boy because that's the only thing I'm craving this whole first trimester. And then we found out it was a girl. So I just thought that was funny.
Like father, like daughter.
I guess, yeah. But I thought, because I normally crave sweets. That's been my craving third trimester now, actually. But yeah, so first trimester was just a little tough. And the reason it's tough, though, is because thankfully I haven't had any really bad symptoms so far, and I'm still only 30 weeks pregnant. But you have this nausea, and I was super, super tired. So, like, I would be so exhausted by the end of the school day. And I can't tell anyone I'm pregnant. So you have to act like you're totally fine and normal, you know? And so I shouldn't say that. Because it was our first pregnancy, and I just, you know, didn't know what was going on, or just like how my body would handle it and everything, we waited to tell people we were pregnant until after the first trimester. Some people do it earlier, and that's, you know, it's a very personal decision. But for us, because I wanted to wait to tell people, that was something that was really hard, was like still keeping up with like the wedding plans we had, or all this stuff when I felt like absolute crap. You know what I mean? So
because you and Danny went to a lot of weddings, you had all these events. I remember you and I going on a walk.
Yeah.
It's so wild. I think about that walk, and you were pregnant.
Yeah.
And you were telling me you weren't pregnant. But like, I understand. Like, based off, I'm not there yet, but I understand where people wait.
Yes.
And stuff like that, especially for your first.
Yes.
So, and you can't share that, and then you're also, like, for me, I had food poisoning, and everyone's like, you got food poisoning, and they were like, how are you? But it's not like you're like, I feel nauseous. I'm not sick, everybody. I'm just pregnant. Like, you're not saying that. Totally. So I understand what that's challenge for sure.
Well, and when you've been married anytime you've been married for a little bit, you know, we'd been married for like 2.5 years, you know, anytime I would like go to a restaurant and not get a drink, people would be like, are you pregnant? So then I was like overthinking, like, oh, I don't want to like act like I don't feel well. People are going to be like, oh, she's pregnant, which again, who cares? But you know, you just read into all those things and overthink them. But then thankfully though, because in the moment I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be such a hard 9 months. Second trimester, amazing. Great energy levels, could eat whatever, had an increased appetite. Second trimester was great. They actually call it like the honeymoon phase of pregnancy. So that was great. And then third trimester so far has been pretty great. I'm trying to think. Yeah, so far I'm still sleeping fine.
Do you have the pregnancy pillow?
I do have a pregnancy pillow. And I have this one I love. It's called like the Baby Bub, I think, or something. And it's kind of actually small. It just kind of hugs both of your sides. So I like it because I get really hot when I sleep, especially now that I'm pregnant. And it's like small. So I feel like I don't get overheated. But yeah, sleeping has still been fine. It is a little hard to like, I'm a back sleeper, so I'm constantly like trying to prop the pillow up so that I sleep on my side. Because now I can't.
You're supposed to sleep on your side?
Yeah, because I can't sleep on my stomach and I can't sleep on my back.
Wait, why can't
So
you sleep on your back?
after there's a certain week in second trimester where you're not supposed to sleep on your back because, and I don't remember the exact stat, but if you look it up, if you sleep on your back, it increases your risk of stillbirth. Yeah, crazy. Now that's also something that's kind of new. Like when our parents had us, I don't think that was a thing they were told. And then they also
I really wonder, how do you know
Yeah.
these things? Is this from your doctor?
Instagram.
These are all
Honestly, more actually, not even Instagram. The baby emails I get each week that tell me the size of my baby.
Oh, that you're subscribed to? Like,
Yeah, so Baby List is where I was registered through. So you might even see, like, if you go to a baby shower, most people register on there. And they know my week by week. So every Wednesday when I turn a new week, they'll email me and they'll email me, like, things about my baby, things about my body, things to know at that week in time. So I kind of know from that. And then also from, I use the Natural Cycles app, and that also gives me a week by week update. So just kind of through stuff like that. And then, because fun fact, you're supposed to actually sleep on your left side. They say it doesn't matter, it's not like a huge deal, but your baby gets the most oxygen if you sleep on your left side.
that is
So,
a
isn't
challenge.
that interesting?
That is
I
so
know.
interesting. I had no idea. Idea.
That's
No.
why these pregnancy pillows are so helpful, because they really
That's
can
why
help
everyone
you.
gets them.
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
got it. I was just thinking, just uncomfortable. You just want to like
Now,
have that. I don't know.
that is a thing too, though. And so, like, I know people who have back pain, you're supposed to put like a pillow between your legs. So thankfully, I haven't had that issue. Otherwise, I probably would have bought a different pillow that had more of like you kind of like wrap your legs around it type deal. I now, though, it's kind of hard to get out of bed in the morning.
Oh, I'm sure.
Now that my belly is bigger. But I don't know. I think, yeah, so far. Oh, last overall impression. Sorry, I feel like I'm just kind of on a rant now. But I was thinking about this because, Easter is coming up. Or at least when we're filming this, Easter is coming up soon. And something that I feel like the Lord has really been speaking to me is just, I've loved being pregnant. Like, even though there's challenges to it, it has been such a blessing, and I'm so thankful that I get to go through this. And as we're thinking about Easter and Jesus sacrificing his body on the cross, I just have never been so excited and felt so, not like, I don't know how to say this, but like I've never just had such a realization of what it means to like sacrifice your body for someone you love before. Because like, and again, pregnancy is totally different than being crucified on a cross.
Yes.
But, Christ gave up his body for us and went through that, the whole thing. And so I just feel like I can kind of not relate to him more, but kind of in the sense of like pregnancy is pretty much giving up your body for someone else. You know what I mean? Like,
out of pure love.
Out of pure love. And it's like the most beautiful, cool, like surreal experience. And so anyway, just as we're kind of going into Easter, I just feel like I have just been thinking about like a different perspective of what that means to like sacrifice your body for someone you love.
Mm-hmm. I love that. That was beautiful. Okay, cool. Well, you've kind of shared this, but any cravings? Brooke said something to me earlier today, and I thought it was hilarious.
Should I share this?
Yes.
Okay.
I just thought it was just funny. It might not be funny to everyone else, but I thought it was funny.
This is the hard thing about cravings too. Like, I think it depends on the person. Where like some people, and I guess they just like know their cravings out of thin air. But like, I've had a really hard time figuring out what my cravings are, because it's not like I wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need a double cheeseburger from McDonald's. Like, it's more where like when I'm snacky at night, I'm like, I don't know what I want to eat, and like some things sound good, some things don't. So anyway, to your point, so I can't remember how we were talking about this, but.
No, you were talking about a drink.
Yeah. Oh, because I was like, coffee finally tastes good, and I keep seeing all these like influencers going to Disney World and drinking around the world at Epcot, and it's like all these drinks they get, and I'm like, oh my gosh, those look amazing, and they're like these like frozen rosé drinks or margaritas or stuff. So I was telling Lindsay, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm really craving a margarita or like a pina colada, and then you were like, well, why don't I get you a non-alcoholic one? And then I go, oh my gosh, I'm totally not craving a margarita. I'm actually just craving a snow cone because that's just like a non-alcoholic version of a margarita.
It was just so random. I haven't thought about because it's
and now I really want a snow cone. Yes.
Gotta go to Tromo. Does
We
Tromo
totally
still
do.
open?
I think so. Oh yeah, in Kirkwood. Oh totally. I just don't know if do they open in March though, or I guess it's April. They're totally open by April, right? Unless it's like purely a summer thing.
Or maybe it's May.
We're gonna have to find out though, because I want like a
Go
fat
tonight.
snow cone with the.
I'll text Danny.
Doesn't Tromo
This
do
is
the
your plan
nerds
for
on
tonight.
top too?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we're totally gonna have to do this. But so I do. So first trimester, I was only craving like salty stuff. That's why I thought it was a boy, because that's like my husband. Third trimester, I've only been craving sweets.
So interesting.
Yeah.
See, you're not pregnant. I just gave up sugar cookies for Lent, or just cookies for Lent. I'm just craving. I cannot wait for cookies. So that's so interesting.
I
Like
do
to be craving that all the time, because for me, it's not that big of a sacrifice. Just like you were just saying, I've given up sugar cookies for Lent, or just cookies in general. I just don't like chocolate, so I gave up just cookies, but more so sugar cookies, because that's the only cookie I would eat. But anyways, it's been hard for me, really.
Yeah.
But like,
You don't
I
think
can't
about-
imagine what it's like to crave it all the time. Like,
And
what do you do to balance
so it
this?
kind
What do you do?
Good point. So it kind of changes. So like recently, this past week, I was like really craving banana bread for some reason.
Okay.
And so I asked my mom, because my mom's always making banana bread, and I was like, "Is there any way we can make it a little healthier?" So she put like flax seeds in it and like something like that. Or like I'm gonna make some actually. I think tonight. I think I'm gonna try to put like chia seeds in there because I've been needing more fiber in my diet. So yeah, no, it's definitely just more like a balance, and I'm trying to like eat everything in moderation. So I've been eating a lot of fruit. That's actually been really consistent throughout my pregnancy. Unfortunately, vegetables just have never really sounded good. But I mean, we've been getting like Danny and I bought our first pineapple like a month ago, because I never want to buy the pre-cut up pineapple because that's so expensive, and cutting a pineapple, I don't know why, just really intimidates
I'll
me.
show you how to do it.
But okay, or honestly, I just make Danny do it. And so anyway, like fresh pineapple, because that's so sugary, and I have a feeling, especially once I'm postpartum, because apparently you like are super snacky when you're breastfeeding, I'm probably gonna go through, I'm exaggerating, but like a watermelon a day.
Okay.
Because apparently you get really thirsty when you're breastfeeding too. But yeah, a lot of fruit, like sometimes 2 bananas a day. I'll like cut up bananas and dip them in chocolate and freeze them and then eat that. So I try to make it like, don't get me wrong, I'm still eating like brownies, cookies or whatever, but
It's like sweet foods.
I've been trying to like make it a little more
Healthy.
having some nutritional value
Maggie.
to it. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, which isn't that bad.
Yeah.
Because frozen fruit is great too.
Oh, have you done smoothies at all?
That's what I need to get into. Because of our whole move and the house process, I didn't really do that because we had like our blender packed up or whatever. But I just got some like bananas and yogurt from the store and frozen blueberries. So I think I'm going to do some smoothies this week. Yeah.
So exciting. Okay, cool. Well, how is it with attire? Because she texted me this morning. She goes, "What are you wearing for the podcast?" And I was like, "Brooke, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna have to go stare at my closet because it's spring right now. It's April, and originally I was gonna wear a sweater, and I stepped outside. I was like, no, it's hot, but like this morning it was cold. So like that's what goes through my mind of like hot or cold, long sleeve or short sleeve. I'm not pregnant.
Yeah.
So what is it like with just figuring out what works? Do you buy a whole new wardrobe? Are you buying like how do you decide your fashion? Just walk us through that.
Yeah, so I kind of was trying to think of the most efficient way to buy pregnancy clothes. And at the very beginning, I was like, okay, like I hope to be pregnant again at some point, you know? So I'm going to buy like really nice, high quality stuff. Well, that really adds up really quickly. Mm-hmm. So I kind of, like, there's some things where I did and then some things where I didn't. So for example, you know that Free People jumpsuit that people wear? Mm-hmm. So, which I think it was like $88 or something. I did buy one of those. Mm-hmm. And it is so comfy, and I love it. Now, I also bought, and this is what I'm wearing right now, this gray knockoff Free People one, $22 on Amazon.
I see all the dupes on Amazon. I should
actually
DM them to you on Instagram.
Well, see, and that's why, so here, to your point, so then back up. The dupe, I think I like it better, because the straps are adjustable, and the Free People one isn't. So I liked this dupe, and then I was going to get Lululemon leggings, because a lot of people say that the, there was one certain type, I think like the Butterlux one, or one of their materials, they're like, if you size up, it's the perfect maternity leggings. Well, I ended up finding like this brand on Amazon that was like a dupe.
Is it Crazy Yoga?
No, it's like POV something, I can't remember. It's like kind of this long word, but I have their like long leggings, capri leggings, and I've never been a biker shorts gal. I wear them all the time.
Wow.
Nonstop. Because I get hot easily
I'm
now.
assuming not to school.
No, not to school, no. But I actually wear them under my dresses to school because my, like, any, like, undergarments don't really fit any, like, you know, my Spanx don't fit. So I also feel like because they're tighter and go over the belly, they kind of offer a little bit support when I'm walking around all day. Because I get a little hot. So the biker shorts are really nice now that it's, like, over... You know, we had a
60
cold
degrees.
winter, so it wasn't an issue until, like, recently. Yeah. So I kind of, honestly, I just kind of, instead of buying a ton of stuff at the beginning, I just have been buying stuff as needed. Because I didn't want to, like, drop a fortune on a whole new wardrobe because I was like, I can always buy stuff whenever I need it. So I really just ended up buying, like, I tried to go for, like, a capsule wardrobe. So I bought, like, I probably have, like, 4 or 5 different solid colored jumpsuits. And then I can just wear those with different jackets, different short sleeve shirts underneath, long sleeve. And that's what I teach in a lot, and dresses.
Okay.
So thankfully, because I'm a teacher, I already had a lot of dresses. And a lot of the dresses that I would wear to school, you know, they're flowy anyway, for sure. So I did that, although part of me is like, I do think I want to try to kind of distinguish my maternity clothes versus my non-maternity clothes, because I don't want to, like, get tired of a dress that I wore, like, all of pregnancy. You know what I mean? And then not want to wear it outside of that. So for a lot of dresses, I ended up going to, like, Marshall's or Plato's Closet to buy some. Target actually has a really good brand of maternity stuff, too.
Oh, yeah. It's like right across from, like, all the workout stuff.
Yeah.
So.
And so I would always check their clearance section and get stuff on clearance. Because I'm always looking for a deal. And then I actually had a sweet friend offer to just drop off. She literally dropped off, like, 2 big trash bags of maternity clothes. So,
I think that's such the plug. Like,
oh my gosh, for sure. I was so
we should do for your kids' clothes too.
Yes. Oh my gosh, no,
we should
totally.
get this going for all our friends.
Yes. No, literally. And so that's where I'm actually so excited about it, because now I plan on kind of doing the same thing for other friends too, just because it just, you know, it really can add up.
Yeah.
So.
And you were saying, I know you want to have multiple children. So, but it's going to be over the course of time, and styles change, and your body can change too, depending on the kid. But, like, this way you have some things, you don't have a full new wardrobe, but instead of throwing it away or something, obviously donating it is a huge thing. But if you can give it to your friends can wear it, and then they'll donate it too.
Yeah, and I was like, I'll give her the clothes back,
yeah.
obviously, but, like, if she's not needing them, then, you know, it just makes sense. Because, and then the last thing I'll say, I did buy some pregnancy jeans, because that's really important. You still have to be able to wear jeans. And then I basically tried to get most of the stuff that I'd wear that I'd be able to wear for all of pregnancy. And honestly, that's how most maternity clothes are made. But yeah, I just wanted them to work for, like, literally the whole 9 months. So.
Okay. I love it. Awesome. Well, speaking of just, like, attire and stuff, or transitioning from it a little bit, actually, how's it going? What are your habits like health-wise? Because I know you're pretty much an active person. So are you still working out consistently? What is that like? You talked about what you're eating, but what is it kind of like with working out now? Have you changed that?
Yeah, so I had, like, every intention to do, like, they have a ton of, like, workout video programs for at home for, like, women in pregnancy, and I had every intention of doing something like that. But first trimester, honestly, I literally couldn't work out without feeling like I was going to throw up. Like, I never did throw up with the nausea, but it would get worse when I worked out. So the only thing I did during first trimester was really walk. So I'd walk outside or I'd walk on the treadmill. And I tried to do that almost every day with first trimester, but sometimes I'd just be so tired I literally couldn't do it. Second trimester, I had a little bit more energy, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll start doing some, like, kind of workouts or whatever. But I ended up, and this is something too where I think it totally is just depending on the person and where they're at and stuff, and asking their own doctor. But I asked my doctor, like, what is the best workout I can do while pregnant for my baby? And he said, honestly, really just walking. He said walking and then Kegel exercises, which is like, if you are pregnant, then on your Instagram feed, you're probably getting a lot of videos for, like, pelvic floor exercises. So that's kind of what that is. And then he didn't mention this, but I've seen a lot of women on Instagram just recommend stretching, like stretching out your hips, stretching out your legs. And so I've been doing that because that actually just makes me feel really good. So I think that might be part of why I haven't had a ton of back pain, just because I try to stretch, and it's not even every day, and it's not even for that long, but I try to do like 5 minutes of stretching most days. And then since third trimester, Now that I'm getting close to the end, I've been trying to walk for 30 minutes every day. But yeah, so honestly, it kind of is
simple,
weird though.
but it's basic. But walking is so good for you.
Yes.
I've been walking a lot more because I hurt my knees training for half marathon, and I feel great walking. I've been walking like 3 miles a day.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's been the past
I feel
2
like
weeks, but like
sometimes we discount it as a workout, but it's such a good
so
workout.
good, and yeah, like moving your body just in general. So
especially when like, because now I've added a lot of weight, so like walking. So funny, but like I get winded after I walk for 30 minutes. Like I have to go and sit down on the couch, drink a whole glass of water. Like it's just funny how like what used to be like I could walk 2 miles and be totally fine. Well, now I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, that was good. That was a good workout, So I've been kind of taking the air of just being simple and just listening to my body. And I have so much respect for the women who like are doing ab workouts and all the things during pregnancy, but I kind of just went with like what's going to make me feel the best and not feel like super overwhelmed, like I have to fit this in each day. A walk is so easy because I can go outside, I can call a friend, or even on my treadmill, I can like just respond to texts and emails while I do that. So it's been something that has been just like an easy, consistent thing for me to do. And then because it is so achievable, then every time when I do it, like each day I'm like, oh, good for me. You know what I mean? Like, when you like
simple and it's not overwhelming because
yes.
I've done times where like I've had too many I've done this workout class, then this walk, and then this, and I'm burned out.
Yes. And
I'm not pregnant.
Can get
so,
tired exactly.
Yeah.
So honestly, I hope that maybe is helpful for some people because sometimes when I look on Instagram, I feel like, oh my gosh, should I be doing all these arm workouts? Should I be doing these ab workouts? Should I be doing like lunges and squats? And I think it's okay to just walk.
Yourself.
Yeah.
I love that,
Yeah.
Brooke. I absolutely love that. I think that's great. That is great advice for everybody. All right. Well, anyways, a couple more questions for you. How's it going with the nursery? You just moved. So did you like pick out a room immediately?
Yes. So we have a room. All of her stuff's in it. Danny actually put together the changing table the other day. I think he's going to work on the bassinet this weekend. I think our goal is to go and pick out some paint for next weekend and then paint at some point. It's
Pink
a pretty small,
or yellow
we're doing the high lovely color. We're doing purple, like a lilac purple, just because that's my favorite color. So that's why my side business or side hustle is purple anyway. And so when I was asking Danny what color he thought, he was like, well, I just assumed we'd do purple. And I was like, oh, okay. And then her
So are her colors everything purple?
Honestly, it's kind of
pinky and purple.
It's kind of pink and purple because I just don't know how you cannot do pink, especially because the theme of the nursery is castle themed. So we're gonna paint everything purple, and then I'm gonna get these like cute castle like graphic decal art things I found on Etsy and like frame them above her bed. And then I kind of figured, because they're all the Disney princess castles, which are all different colors. Like Cinderella is blue. I can't remember which one is in Disneyland. I think it's Aurora's is like a little more pink, So I think her overall room will be pretty much pink and purple. And most of the stuff that I put on the baby registry, I actually tried to make pretty neutral colors so that when we have a boy, hopefully at some point,
you can rewear.
Yes. Exactly. So yeah, that's something where I'm like, okay, now that we're 10 weeks out, and she could come before 40 weeks. So I'm like, we need to get on this. So
that's so exciting. I can't wait to see it. Oh,
I know. I can't too. I can't wait. So I'm like, I need to get on it.
All right. Well, to conclude, what are you doing to prepare just to be a mother? It's a new chapter, a new season. Like anything you're doing to prepare, it's nothing you've ever experienced before, but like anything you're doing to prepare, anything you're reading, anything at all?
Yeah, I am reading some like a pregnancy book and like baby book that my aunt got for me. So that's been really helpful just to like think through all the stuff, and it has checklists and like things you should put in your like hospital bag, or like how much you should register of like burp cloths and stuff, because like I don't know how many I'm gonna need, stuff like that. So I'm doing all the logistics stuff, and then I'm also just really trying to say yes to things and still avoid burnout, but try to say yes to things before she comes. So like Danny and I are going to the City game tomorrow night. We're actually going to the Blues game Tuesday night.
Wait, I am too.
So, wait, really? Oh my gosh. I missed you at both of those games. That's so funny. That's hilarious. But like things like that, where not that I won't or can't do that once I'm a mom, but I'm just trying to really enjoy this season of life where like it'll never be just Danny and I just again. Or it's really never just going to be just me again.
Yes.
Just like being able to like just go to Target whenever I want or stuff like that, So I'm just trying to enjoy that. And I'm just really trying to also like pray and mentally prepare myself as much as possible for the labor, labor and postpartum. So I'm praying a lot about that, and just trying to really not like manifest, but like just really pray and think like positive vibes towards like she's going to latch well and breastfeeding is going to go well, or the delivery process is going to go great, or even just like one thing you have to think at this point is when you deliver, you want the baby to be head down. Mm-hmm. So that's something they check later on is like or head down, because if not, then we have to talk about maybe a C-section. So just I'm praying over all of those small details as best I can, and then just really just trying to remember like I'm praying for them now, and then once it's go time, I'm giving it to God, and it's all going to work out. So basically, I'm trying to have a plan for everything, and like teaching has taught me it might not happen, and it'll all be fine. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, just note, I've been praying for you guys. I was driving the other day, and I was like, it was a moment where I like took a separate time, and I was like, I'm going to pray for Brooke and Danny, just for baby Maggie, as well as just this new chapter, new journey. So, but this podcast, this like episode itself has been amazing.
Well, thank you for asking good questions.
I have learned a lot that I didn't even know.
Well, and that's what I love learning all this stuff, because I'm a teacher. So I love like learning, going through new experiences and stuff. So I'm like, I can't wait for all my friends to have babies. And then you guys can just call or text me whenever you have a question. And I'll be like, I literally already made an Excel sheet of like my recommendations for like I have the links for all these Amazon dupes, or like my favorite like belly butter. That's Burt's Bees. Like I have a list so that once people are like, I'm pregnant, I'll be like, I'm sending this your way. Just send me your email. So yeah, I'll be ready.
I love that. I love that. I love that. All right. Well, to conclude, Brooke, what are you motivated for this upcoming week?
Yes. Okay. So for this upcoming week, I think I've talked about I think I've talked about this on the podcast before, but I have like my own women's ministry, kind of more for like, not just women, but girls, like in elementary and middle school and high school as well, called High Lovely. And starting in May, so May 1st, I'm launching a summer Bible reading plan where we're going to read the book of Psalms. So I'm just so excited because I've already had some people sign up. I'll probably put the link in our Instagram. If
yeah,
that's
go
okay
for it.
you,
100%.
if people want to join. And so basically we're going to read the book of Psalms throughout May, June, and July. And then the plan is like, we basically are going to read like 3 chapters of Psalms, which it sounds like a lot, but their chapters are really short, Monday through Friday. And so I kind of set that up, one, just because I still wanted to like have something through High Lovely over the summer, even though I'll be a little busy, but that was kind of easy for me to prep beforehand. And I'm just so excited to do it myself because I was like, I'm going to need something to keep me accountable when I'm learning how to be a mom. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I'm sure there's going to be days where I'm going to miss, but I just think that's going to be something really helpful for me during, such a crazy season of life. So I'm just really motivated to kind of encourage people to sign up for that and just kind of get that started and just start reading the book of Psalms myself.
I love that. I'll join too.
Please do.
I love that. So... Well, for me...
Oh, wait, and yeah, what are you motivated for?
Oh, you're fine. I would say I'm still motivated to keep spring cleaning.
I love it.
I'm in the rhythm. I just want to keep it up.
What's on your next to-do list with that? Because it sounds like you've already done, like, texts and clothes.
Yes. The next thing is random papers.
Ooh, like in your office or you're like at home or both?
Both.
Oh,
you asked
man.
my office, I was like, oof. Because my team has done a really good job of, like, getting rid of stuff, so they inspired me back when I first, like... got my button gear I don't know, a year ago. But I was like, oh, I'll eventually do it. And then like my team was like, okay, we're getting rid of these boxes, we're getting rid of this stuff. But now there's just stuff from like college and stuff because my goal is to move. And I don't have to deal with this stuff when I move.
So true.
And there's also a mix of you moving and I was like, oh, Brooke has to deal with stuff. And I was like, geez, I'm going to have to deal with stuff.
Yeah. So. Yeah. No, that's so smart because like you want to kind of purge when you move anyway. Mm-hmm. And the more you can kind of do that before you get to the moving time, the easier it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's my next step. And
awesome.
It feels good. So, yeah. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. And if you liked, subscribe, comment for sure. Share this with a friend. And we will see you all next episode. Sweet. All right. How long was that?
Oh, it was 35.